Hey, if you're looking at the show and you're checking us out, you probably see a third member of the team today. And boy, there's a lot of history at this table, and I can't wait to get into it. But before we do that, I got to shout out my man, Big Al. You know, it's been a day for my man. It started out, he was in Cabo at 8 o'clock. I talked to him at 9 o'clock. He tried to fight me to do the show remote at 10 o'clock. He got on a plane at 11 o'clock, flew from Cabo got here at 3 o'clock, and here he is at the Boulder Marriott, our home for every home game. So let's hear it from my boy.
Thank you, Dan. The tan is working. The tan is working.
I never quite understood how the hell you get an ovation for just being at work. But
well, I mean, work is what work is supposed to be, right?
Listen,
work is supposed to be done remotely at times as well.
Well, in this day and age, you make a logical point. But without further ado, man, we got to introduce a boy here, man. This has not been hyperbolic or sensational. The absolute best defensive coordinator in the National Football League, the #1 defense in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Let's hear it from my man, Vance Joseph, BJ.
My boys, man. How you guys doing, man?
Man, all is well, B. All is well.
This is special, man, because I talked to CJ about this on Tuesday. This game represents so much. I know it's not the season that we wanted.
What game you talking about?
This game, the University of Colorado versus Arizona State.
Right.
It represents so much because this is these guys' last game ever running behind Ralphie. And I think we all remember what that was like playing in our last football game. Yeah. Now, yours was your last game because you were a senior. CJ, you actually –
I never had a senior day.
You never had a senior day. So we finished playing at the University of Colorado at the same time. We came in together, but you redshirted.
That's right.
But you left early. I never asked you, what was the cause of you not playing that 5th year?
Bunions. No, I'm just
hell
kidding.
Yeah, I know what the hell that feel like.
No, you know what, Big Al, man, it was it had run its course for me. You know, I came in with the crew that I left out with. Despite the fact that Greg Thomas and Joel Steed and a couple of others continued to play that following year. It had run its course. We won the national championship, and
that was it.
I had accomplished what I had come here to do, man, and I was on course to graduate.
I guess it couldn't get any better than Orange Bowl MVP and national championship.
No way.
That was all right. Man. That was fun, man. But I tell you that, and we'll get into it one day.
But that's great.
Time.
I mean, BJ. What was your last day like running behind Ralphie? Who'd you guys play? Do you remember?
I think it was Iowa State. Here in Boulder, it was the day Rashawn rushed for 2,000 yards.
Oh wow!
That's right.
That was a huge
94
moment for us. Absolutely.
So wait a minute. So
is
that what you remember the most? Is that
absolutely
Rashawn ran for 2,000 that day in Boulder, Colorado?
Won the Heisman that day. That was my biggest memory that day.
You're one of those guys that I point at and point to tell people about life decisions as an athlete. You know, I tried to get your ass to play cornerback for a long ass time.
I'm telling you, I should have flipped over a long time.
Right. I mean, here we go. And I got to tell you this story, CJ. I don't know if you know this story. So VJ,
it's a good one.
VJ was flipped over the corner for the NFL.
Right.
And he was going to the Jets as a free agent.
Yep.
And he was going as a corner. And I was home from my 3rd or 4th year in the league. 4th year in the league. And VJ was playing corner. And I said, come on, I'm gonna play wide receiver. I say, I want you to cover me.
Yep.
And I say, first of all,
unbelievable, man.
Listen, man, this is a great story. I said, the way that this works is that, first of all, you're gonna make the team on special teams. I said, you're gonna make this team on special teams. So you got to stop me. You got to be the gunner, and you got to stop me.
Yep.
So the first fucking play, I push him right in his goddamn face.
True story.
I push him right in his face. I said, he said, what you doing, man? I said, welcome to the league.
Yeah, you play too much.
Yeah, no. I just want to get his head right. I think that mentality may have helped you.
Man, let me tell you something. That saved me. CJ, it's a true story.
This true story.
He pushed you in the face.
I pushed him in the face.
We go to the turf.
I'd have kicked him right in his
No
damn
one's
knee.
out there but Alfred and I, right?
You went where?
We went right here in Folsom Field.
On the turf.
On the field.
On the turf. It's him and I. No one's out there, right? He's a 4-year, first-round defensive end in the NFL, right? I'm a quarterback at the time that's moving to play corner, right? His advice was brilliant, right? You're making the team on special teams. So this is how you make the team as a gunner and a jammer, right? I'm going to be a corner, I'm going to be a jammer. So he goes, I'm going to be the gunner, right? You're the jammer. Ball's punted 40 yards. Imagine that, right? Block me for 20 yards, 30 yards. The first rep, he just clubs me. So I look at him and I go, really? Right? So it goes from me being his buddy to, I want to kill him now. So the second rep, I clubbed him. So the third rep, we're both bleeding, right? He's running full speed. I'm jamming this dude for 30, 40 yards. Just him and I. No one's out there. It goes on for like an hour and a half.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we break it up. He goes, that's the league.
That's the league.
And I'm telling you, that was the league.
Right.
And the rest is history, V.
I went to the Jets and made the team.
Yeah.
As a gunner.
I remember.
As a jammer. I made the team doing that. I couldn't play corner yet.
Right. I mean, you played corner last when you were how old?
5 years old, maybe 6 years old. In Little League.
You all state quarterback. I was a
quarterback from high school, Little League to high school to college.
Right.
So my first time playing corner was for the Jets, right?
Wow.
My first time playing jammer was against you.
And I remember pick six.
Yes, absolutely.
Number 43.
That's right.
Number 43.
Yeah.
Hey man, you should have.
I couldn't wear one, so I figured 3 from 4 was one.
Right. Was
Worst
that
number they had, but.
Right.
Tell us what that pick six was. Is it preseason or was it early?
It was my 4th year. That's with the Broncos, the pick six versus Buffalo.
Man,
my rookie year, I was the right corner, and Aaron Glenn, who's the Jets head coach, was the left corner, right? He was a first-round pick from A&M. We were top 5 pass defense in the league that year.
That's right, man.
But I want to go back to CJ's story with why he didn't play his 5th year.
Yeah.
Okay? I would say this about CJ, right? So I'm a freshman. I come in. I'm an All-American quarterback from New Orleans, right? I come in. I'm the 3rd string quarterback. CJ is the 2nd string quarterback, right? But he was so much more than that, right? He was a coach for us. He was a life advisor for us. Me and Hagan, right? We were both young guys, and he was in between us. But when he didn't play his last year in football, I got it because he was so much more than just a quarterback.
Right.
I mean, he was going to be the student president, right? I mean, he was going to be a great businessman. He was going to be an agent, whatever he was going to be in life, but he was so much more than just being a quarterback, and that's how we saw him, So when he walked away that spring, I wasn't surprised because, I mean, Orange Bowl MVP, raising, 2 young quarterbacks, helping Coach Burnett coach us,
right?
But he was so much more than that. So I wasn't surprised when he moved on to bigger things in life. It was just natural for him to move on.
Right.
Right on, VJ.
Plus, not many people know this, but your mom sent your younger brother Chris out here.
You were raising Chris,
and you raised him from, what was he, a freshman in high school?
He was a sophomore in high school.
Sophomore in high school, and that was extraordinary. So I do have to give you that for that.
You know what, man? That's hard earned that from the big fella.
Yeah.
Now we'll get back, and there's so many stories. Listen, there's so much history.
Yeah, I mean,
at this table, we go from national championships. DJ and I got a story to tell about the national championship game itself. When Hagan goes down, I go in. BJ's the backup quarterback at this point. Man, that was a classic. 9-7-0. I mean, we got so much history.
So much
history
at this table, and we're going to get to it. Yeah. But before we get back to that, I got to at least set the stage right now. We're here at the Boulder Marriott, and just ahead of the CU Arizona State football game. The Buffs coming in 3-7, Arizona State 7-3. I'm going to just get it out the way right now. I'm picking the Buffs to win. You guys can just chew on that for a minute, and we'll get back to it. But I did want to set the stage. And by the way, come on down to the Boulder Marriott. We're giving away all kinds of things. We have room giveaways. We have food vouchers. This is the best place to come kick it off before football game this evening. DJ Fedora in the house. This place was electric since 3 o'clock today. You don't want to miss it. You got about another hour to get down and hang out if you're out there listening. Now, I got to get back to Vance because I set it up. I introduced my man, but I got to give a shout out to this Denver Bronco team, man. Who would have thought between
I
us
would've.
now he did.
I would have.
You didn't say it on the show.
What? What?
You
the
didn't say it
defense
on the
is
show.
legit?
No, that the Broncos would be 9-2 at this point.
Oh well, I can't tell you that
He
I
doubted you.
was.
He doubted
I
you.
can't tell you that I was a huge believer in Bo Nix. Now I've always said this. Sean Payton, I believe, is the best red zone coach I've ever seen, and I've seen some really good ones. This guy is creative, almost to a fault of how creative he is, and he's been able to produce points once he gets to the red zone. But it looks like the game is, at least for me, last 2 years, one with Russell Wilson and one with Bo Nix in his rookie year, that he gets bored in between the 20s. But once he gets in between the 20s or the 25, whatever way you want to call the red zone, he's dynamic. So it's how it worked out. But it couldn't have worked this year offensively to win all these games. It took the defense. The defense has been outstanding, and you've maintained a sense of professionalism and really looking at it, your defense with the NFL Defensive Player of the Year out has still been able to produce. What's the key into getting that defense to play consistently like they have?
Well, it's the players, Al. You know, it's the group we have. It's a group that likes to practice, likes to meet, likes to study. You know, the prep is everything in this league. You know, we have a bunch of self-made guys. You know, so you know it's a room outside of Patrick and Barron, who's a first-round pick. It's a bunch of second, third-round picks, or fourth, fifth-round picks. You know, washouts from other places. So they are always trying to prove themselves. And when you have a group that's so hungry every single day, right? Yeah, I don't have to motivate these guys, right? But on top of that, man, it's all team first guys. They are playing for their teammates. And when you have that in this league, that's special.
Yeah.
Our best trait on defense is this team gets along, right? This unit gets along. This unit cheers for each other. This unit wants their buddies to make plays, right? They want their buddy to get paid. That's huge in this league because everyone has talent, but the best teams win, right? Not the best group of players.
Right.
The best teams win.
Not the best collection of talent.
Right. We have
the best team.
We have a close-knit team, man, that practices preps because they want their teammate to have success, and that makes my job easy.
Well, listen, that was an example of why this guy is such a great coach. I appreciate the humility.
Yeah.
You say it's the players. Certainly the players play. Yeah. I say it's the coach. And the reason I say that, I'm watching situational football. And you know, coach puts players in position to make plays. And the number of times I've seen this defense out-scheme offenses ahead of the game. You know, I was an offensive guy. You were an offensive guy.
Yeah,
it's probably why it's translated in being such a great defensive coordinator, because you understand the mindset of offensive players. We worry about everything. And it's a benefit and it's a detraction as well, right? Because there's no way you can worry about and do everything well. And the way in situations you're dialing it up, the kind of work you've been doing over the last few years here as the defensive coordinator is what a guy like Spagnuolo gets credit for. I think the game against Kansas City last week, when you guys was, you know, just not that you're playing against this defense, but you could see both defenses on the same stage. I think there's been a shift a bit in sort of the mastermind of the defense and the defense that's a step ahead of the offenses, the way Spagnuolo had been credit. You've been given credit for. Vance Joseph now is that guy. And so I know, listen, I'm not asking you to say, hey, you're absolutely right, CJ. I'm just saying that that's my observation, man. I'm just I would say this about the league, right? The league is the best players in the entire world, right? So it's always going to be a player's game. But I do think in this league, because everyone has great players, right? It's so much parity in this league that coaching is so important, right? Because you can have bad coaching, right? And you have these great players out of position, right? Or they don't want to play for you, right? Or you can have these great players in position to make plays and to be themselves, and to develop players and to grow players and to see what they can see, you know, in themselves sometimes. That's coaching. And I think in this league, in this National Football League, coaching is everything,
because we all have the players. In college, it's levels to it, right? You have certain teams that have a bunch of great players. You have certain teams that have a bunch of seniors this year. Certain teams will have 4 or 5 great players, right? So the coaching becomes, the better your players becomes kind of flighty. But this is the greatest form of coaching because everyone has the same players.
Yeah.
It's an inch off the best receivers and best DBs from team to team. So coaching and strategy and putting players in position is huge. So it's always going to be a player's game, but it's the best talent in the world. So the coaches do have a big part in it. So when it's right, we should say hands up, it's good. And when it's wrong, we should say, hey, it was wrong. I made a mistake. I didn't help my guys.
Right.
And that's why, to me, I can say both because I know it's a player's game, but I do have influence.
Yeah.
And it's good influence or it's bad influence. So when it's good, hey, high five, and that's my job. And when it's bad, it's on me. I'll fix it. And if you live that way in this league, you can survive it.
Hey, man, I'm tripping. I'm going to tell you why I'm tripping, big fella.
I'm tripping, I'm slipping, I'm dipping, I'm rolling like what's on the beat, ho?
You say ho?
Yeah, I did say it.
Hey, man, look. I'm not going to ask you to define that. Here's why I'm tripping. Because as I'm sitting across from VJ, and we've been doing this for 35 years, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
And on one hand, I'm listening to really one of the most mature and well-articulated analysis of football. And on the other side of my brain, I'm thinking about this 17-year-old. VJ came to school early.
Right.
17-year-old freshman, man, in Miami,
Right.
Orange Bowl. Hagan goes down. He goes from being 3-2. VJ, if you recall,
Yes, I recall it all.
early in that, I had a slightly pulled hamstring to begin with.
Oh,
He didn't practice their entire bowl week.
That's right.
Well, we can
You
have
didn't practice?
He didn't practice the
I
entire
had a
time.
sling. I was in bad shape.
He didn't practice the entire time.
I didn't know that.
No.
So check it out. We're on the field playing. Hagan goes down. I'm in the game. And every time I came to the sideline, it didn't matter what the situation was. I'm on the field, come to the sideline. My dog, right there. Dog, you okay? You good? You need anything, bro? If you need, whatever you need, I got whatever you do. Don't come out this damn game. 17-year-old freshman, man. 17.
Too much, right?
DJ, I'm gonna tell you one thing that I'm also very proud of. I've watched you, and I got a question for you too about the teams you played for, because you were the consummate sort of bridge player between great teams. You were a freshman on the national championship team, and you were a senior leader. I think 91, Hagan's last year, 92, Hagan leaves. I think that became your team. You were the leader from that point forward. There's a great debate that goes on, and no one's better equipped to answer the question than Vance Joseph.
I know what this question
90
is.
national championship, 94. I talked to Cordell today, and he's still talking about, I think we would have beat y'all.
Right.
Vance Joseph. Come on, man. No bias. I know you're here with your boys.
I was on both teams.
Who was the best team? Which team was better?
All right. From a coach's perspective, I would say the 90 team, because it was built differently than our team, right? Our team was a skill-based team. My senior year, because Renfro moved on, right? Wolford moved on, so all of our big bodies that was in between you and I, they moved on.
Why'd you point that out? We said big bodies.
Outside backers, defensive ends. No Joe Steed, no Beaker.
Right.
But we did have Shannon Cavell, who was a young player.
Right.
He was up and coming defensive lineman. Our backers were men, Ted Johnson and Matt Russell.
Love Ted.
But we didn't have the Alfred and Canavas. We didn't have the Joe Steed, right? We
had
didn't have
Sam Rogers, right?
We didn't have the Joe Gordon. We had a young
Naoli? Was Chris Naoli?
Naoli,
yes.
Right. He was a sophomore. We had a
Strong
young
as
Naoli.
an ox, man.
Strong as an ox. So it was
man.
very comparable, but that 90 team was just grown men. And if it was, apples to apples, it would be a problem for our team because we wasn't built that way.
What do you mean our team? You were on both teams.
Well, I was on both teams. Right. But the 90 team was just more mature, grimier, bigger in the trenches, in my opinion. Now the skill was was really close.
So
we had Charles Johnson and
Right.
CJ had
and Michael
left
Westbrook.
CJ
Right.
was gone. That's
Yeah.
right.
Westbrook.
It was Westbrook,
Kid,
Mitch, Kidd, Ray,
Carew,
Ray Carew.
Lamont left the year before, so he went to the
Was
league.
Ray on that team?
Yes, he was. Rashawn Salam, Christian Fourier was the tight end there.
Right.
Birdie was
Nasty.
the tackle.
Nasty.
Irwin was
Irwin was the left guard. Stolenberg was the center.
Stoley, baby.
Neoli, right? And we
God
had
bless him.
Derek West was the right tackle.
That's right.
So it was.
It sounds like a great.
It was very similar.
Yes,
but it wasn't
yes.
big and grimy on defense. It was different defense.
I
And
got
schematically, it was different. It was. And how we played my senior year was more of a one-back NFL offense. It was outside zone and play action, pass, and boot. Right. We wanted with Coach Mack. It was the eye bone. So it was different.
Right.
It was so different.
Right. So the answer to the question is 90 team.
I would say 90. You guys played for it twice, right?
Yeah.
We didn't even play for it. Now we should have, played for it.
At Nebraska.
We lost at Nebraska. We beat Michigan, obviously, at the Michigan Hail Mary.
Look at Brooke Gregory over there. Every time you say at Nebraska, she smiles.
Nebraska. but yeah, in the 90s, come on. Guys played for 2 national championships. We didn't play for 1. It's fair.
I have to ask you something because all of this time, I've watched you grow as a husband, father, and as a coach, but I've never known who your real influences were from the coaching side, because I see this defense for the Broncos right now, and I see shades of Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
I see the intensity and the playmaking of your secondary of that Super Bowl 50 type team. But I've never asked you, so I'll ask you now. Who have been your coaching influences that have shaped your coaching, your current coaching style?
Yeah.
Like you say, hey, I think I'm more this guy than that guy.
Well, obviously Wade. Wade's my biggest influence on defense. It's Wade's 3-4, and when you're talking 3-4 defense, it's 2 different forms of 3-4 defense, right? It's what we played in college. It's the 2 gap, right? Big outside backers, not really droppers, more cover 2, old school 3-4, and it's Wade Phillips 3-4 defense, which is really a single gap 3-4 defense. So it's really 4-3 defense. It's really wide 9 defense. It's single gap football, right? And it's played with smaller people up front. So that's my front influence, was strictly Wade, right? Coverage influence early on was obviously Wade, but I had the pleasure of leaving Wade in Houston and working with Marvin Lewis. So I was with Marv Cincinnati for 2 years, and Zimmer just left there and went to Minnesota. So I got a little bit of Zimmer also, and a little bit of Marv. Marv was more of a quarter, half, quarter guy, and a fire zone guy. So I stole my fire zones from Marv, and Zim was the king of the, double A gap blitz, right? From Jim Johnson, who I played for in Indy. So between Zim and those guys and Marvin and Wade, just combining all 3 systems, evolved to what we're doing right now.
I'm sorry about this.
No, go ahead.
Jump ahead. There was a time in your first year back here as a defensive coordinator when it felt like the entire Denver Bronco community wanted you gone after that Miami game.
Yeah.
How did you and your family handle what was possibly one of your worst days as a coach?
Yeah.
How did you guys handle that?
I would say this, about my job and the family, right? I think we've done a great job, my wife and I, of keeping this football in perspective. And I always tell coaches and players alike, like, man, look, we're not curing cancer, right? It's football, it's entertainment. And if you keep it there, right, it won't burn your feelings a little bit. That Miami game was a terrible performance. And again, I talk about when it's good, the coaches high five and they smile. And when it's bad, no one wants to take it. I'll take it, right? I'll take it and talk openly about it. But that game obviously was really embarrassing for all parties involved. But my name's on it, and I'm okay with that, right? Ultimately, it's one game. It could have been 10-0. It's one game, but it did allow us in Denver to make the changes we need to be where we are now. Because we first got back here, it was more of keep it the same, kind of, keep it with what Vic was doing and those things. And the players were used to kind of Vic's system. But it forced us to change how we played the game, and it forced us to move on from some personnel pieces that wasn't working for us. So we wouldn't be where we are now without that game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that was more of a bend, don't break, hope we win defense.
Did you coach
And
under those
that
same
doesn't-
philosophies that first year? Did you input your entire defense that first year? Or did you just say, hey, let's ease into it?
Well, we were trying to do what's best for the players, right?
Right.
This defense was top 15, top 13, whatever. They're really good in the red zone. So we were trying to hit the ground running and win immediately and trying to keep some things intact that the players knew, right? So I came and kind of learned some of their stuff and kind of put my spin on it, but it wasn't totally mine until after that game, to be honest.
Okay.
And I appreciate that game because it allowed me to make the right changes. And Sean and I had a great talk after that game, and I told him, I said, Coach, you let me be me, and I promise you I'll help you win.
Look,
just let me be me, and I'll make you playing offense a lot easier. I'll take the ball away. I'm gonna hit the quarterback, right? I'm gonna give you short fields. So once him and I had that meeting and came out of that meeting, man, it's been good ever since. But again, you never stop learning as a coach, right? That taught me one more lesson about coaching, right? You have to do you because you have to call it in your image, right? Through the players. And if you don't own it or you don't know it, you can't even fix it. And you surely can't convince the players it's the right thing to do when you don't own it.
That's
right.
Right.
Half of game planning, half of getting players to play is walking in on Wednesday and selling the game plan like it's the best they've ever heard.
Right.
And when it's yours, it is.
that's right.
When you've worked the 40 hours to get to that Wednesday, it is the best. But when it's someone else and you're trying to just melt it and hope they like it and hope it was good to them, but players don't care. Players just want to play fast on their terms. So again, as an experienced coach who's been in the league for 18 years, I learned another lesson there, right? You got to do it your way, in your image. If not, don't take the job.
That's good. That's good. And I know, having said that, I know there was at least one person you wanted to slap the shit out of for talking smack. I'm not going to ask you who that one person was.
Who was it?
I don't know who it was, but I know there had to be at least one. I know it was me. It would have been at least one that I just, you know what, if I catch him in the alley.
I heard the vitriol.
Hey, man.
You mean the Cam Jones Award?
Get the Cam Jones Award.
Tell everybody what the Cam Jones Award is.
We had a teammate named Cam Jones, and at the senior banquet, Cam Jones got up because seniors were able to get up and give a little speech. By the way, this was the last time that was the case. After Cam Jones gave out his awards, seniors never had a chance to speak again. So there was it was the Alley Award. We had a coach on defense that Cam wasn't very fond of, whose name will remain unsaid. He said, I'm going to give the Cam Jones Alley Award to this particular coach. And you get the Alley Award because one day I'm going to see you walking down. I'm going to see you walking down the street, and I'm going to see you through the alley. And I'm going to walk down the alley and commit to whooping your ass.
He said, if I ever see your ass in the alley, I'm going to whoop your ass. And that was basically the banquet was over.
It was over.
I was like,
record scratch, party over. Now, guys, listen, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention last night, speaking of great coaches and great coaching, we had the benefit of being under the tutelage of one of the greatest to ever do it. I got to tell you, man, there was an unveiling of a statue. You guys got to see it. I know both you guys were on the road, didn't get a chance to see it. It is magnificent. Bill McCartney was honored last night with the unveiling of a statue of himself on campus. Looks just like him. The nose should have been a little bit more crooked. But beyond that, they nailed it.
Yeah.
Talk about just the influence of Bill McCartney on, and it's almost cheapening his impact if we just talk about him in the context of football. But who was he to you guys as it relates to football, but just being men as well?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I played for the two greatest coaches in this state. I played for Bill McCartney and I played for Mike Shanahan. Mm-hmm. And having those influences on you are just absolutely special. Coach Mack, this is something that like many people may not know, but Coach Mack on Sundays, we played on Saturdays, and on Sundays we never came in for meetings.
That's right.
Nope.
He thought Sundays should be a day of worship and a day that people can get together with their families and have that private time.
Yep.
You know what? I've been waiting and listening to all these coaches all these years. I've never heard anybody else do that.
Really?
I never heard any. It's not normal. It's not normal. But this kind of puts things in perspective. He just made sure that football was football, family is family,
right.
And you should be able to meld both. And when it becomes a choice between football and family, choose family.
Yeah,
choose family, and that's my takeaway from being around Bill McCarthy.
That's your Mac.
Yeah,
takeaway.
Choose the family, man. Choose the family. You know, I'll take that. You know, some people may say, that, they professionally you have to work. And man, I'm telling you, I saw this man at work. I saw him move. I saw him love the game. I mean, when he stopped coaching the CU Buffs, he still was around the program every week. He never stopped loving it, but he loved his family more. I'll take that as his fingerprint on me.
Yeah. Well, that's well said, Al, about the person. I would go back to the coach. I'm coaching now, and I use so many of his little coaching statements. Back in the day, camaraderie had to be, it was physical was 1 to morale being 10. That's so true about football. It's so simple, and he would always say it to us. But as an 18-year-old, you kind of hear it. It go out the your ear. But he's so right about that. Like, football is a morale game, right? The physical traits are obviously what they are, but it's a morale game, and the best teams win, right? And he would always say, rightly positioned and fully engaged. I still use those terms today. All the time with our guys, man, about being rightly positioned and fully engaged. And that was Coach Mack, morale to the physical. I still use those with these NFL players, and they love them.
Yes.
They love them.
Yes. Ageless.
I credit Coach with that on the bottom of that quote. It's my college coach. We didn't lose a lot with Coach Mack.
That's right.
But that's all we knew, right?
Right.
All we knew was go to practice. It was going to be physical. We were wearing pads.
That's right.
We had inside run. We had ride to side, right? That was going to be physical, but that's all we knew. And Saturdays were easy. Like we didn't think about playing Texas and those teams like it was a big hurdle, right? It was the next opponent. We're going to kick their ass, right?
That's right.
Right. So that's how he coaches, and that's what we knew. And looking back on it, what we did and what you guys did was hard, but we didn't think it was that hard.
That's right.
We had one red game, and that was Nebraska. The rest of those games were. It didn't matter when we played Washington. It didn't matter.
Didn't matter
Stanford,
where we played them.
It didn't matter. Texas. Didn't matter where we played them, when we played them, right? We don't beat this team because all we knew was physical and do it right. And his ruler for the punt team, exact alignments, exact eye placement, exact tackling drills. All we knew was how to play football and win. And we had so many good players that he recruited to Boulder. How that happened, I don't know how that happened.
I don't know
Houston,
either.
New Orleans, and LA.
Houston.
That being said, he can hold you accountable as a man also, because he knew behind you was a dude with real talent. So if you didn't do it right, man, you were out. And he saved so many lives, in my opinion, outside of football. Because he helped us grow as young men. You go from LA or New Orleans, Detroit, Houston to Boulder. That was different for us.
That's right.
But he protected us. He defended us. He educated us on where we were living, how to navigate it, and he held us accountable for our actions and everyone around us also. So, I'll never forget how he treated these young black dudes from these cities.
Right.
Because Boulder was foreign to us, but he defended us to the end.
Man.
Now, if we were wrong, and
That's
he punished us.
He held you accountable.
Like a father would. And you look back on a lot of lives he saved, man, just by holding guys accountable. We're all, good men and fathers and husbands because of Coach Mack.
No doubt about that. Let's talk a little bit about DJ. I want you to break a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the big fella have been going at it a little bit. He's been I know what happened, man. Early in the season, he was nice. You know, he'd make good points. He didn't cuss as much.
Right.
You know, he engaged.
That shit changed.
He'd engage the conversation,
Right.
you know, like an adult. Then we started talking about this kid, Juju Lewis.
Yeah.
Who I think is going to be outstanding, man. I think this kid
Agreed.
has really shown some promise. But the question came up about redshirting. Because if he plays in both the last 2 games, he'll start tonight. If he plays next week against Kansas State, he burns his red shirt.
Right.
My position was in today's college football, the red shirt isn't as valued as much because you're on the move. I mean, who knows how long, you know, and if the kid
But
is.
you're also trading 1 game
Hold
for
on.
a possible 14 or 15 if you make it to the playoffs.
That's true. You know, I'm just saying you can't really plan for 4 years or 5 years out given today's college football the way you could back then. Al's position is solid. I articulate it better than he does, so I'll just tell you what it is.
Yeah.
He actually just articulated. Listen, you can't, if it's just 1 game, don't trade the 1 game in for a potential of having another 12 games in what could be a redshirt year.
Yeah.
Any particular, and again, as an NFL coach,
Well,
I'm
I mean,
sure
a
you
college
see
guy.
this.
Well, hold on now. You coached in college for how many years?
For 4.
For 4 years in college. So you've seen
but
the
not
impacts.
in this, but not in this environment.
Yeah, I think where college football is right now, it's bizarre to me. A kid like this, that's obviously highly recruited. He's a 5-star. I watched the kid play. He's a quarterback, man. He's got savvy. He's got pocket presence.
Yes,
he's smart.
yeah.
He got a quick release. Tough.
Yep.
He's competitive. So
I love his pre-snaps. You can tell how he processes.
He's
the game.
dissecting it, man. He is right. He's a quarterback. Love watching him play. I think the toughest thing for these coaches is when they do have a prospect like this, they want to get him on the field as soon as possible because they know in their heart if the evaluation's right, he's only going to play 3 years anyway. So to me, I think for quarterbacks especially, I think the more they can play, the more games they can play, man. You figure out the time later. But if you want to win games next year, I'm playing in these last 2 games.
That's a quarterback.
I want him to grow as a player, and the more he can grow, that's why going to bowl games for the average teams are so important, right? You get a month more of practice, right? You get a month more of live bullets, right? So the more this kid plays, man, watching him play last week in West Virginia, he's special in my opinion.
Right.
So the more he plays, right, those immature decisions are going to go away. And now this time next year, you're talking about going play for something real. You know, so to me, I played a kid. I've already played him. I would have played him all year.
I would have too.
And let him get his experience and let him go. But it's also tough, guys, because you know, NIL to me is so foreign to me because it's like free agency without contracts.
Right.
It's free agency without evidence.
Well, it's
Right.
free
At least a
agency
pro-
on both sides, finally,
Right.
for the players and the coaches.
Yeah, at least a pro free agent. I've watched him play for 4 to 5 years versus NFL players. So I have a clear evaluation if the person's right, what the player is.
Right.
A college NIL free agent, what is he?
Well,
Right?
I mean, that's well said. He's free
You've
agent without
only
evidence.
seen him play against maybe high school kids. He obviously hadn't played out of this place he's left because he's leaving, so you have no evidence. So what tells you he's going to be this short shot for your system, the short shot person for your scheme? Because in free agency, you have to make sure the vision for the player is right, or don't sign him. He could be a great player for someone else's scheme, but for yours, you got to be right about that. So how do you know in NIL if he's the right fit? You have no evidence. So to me, it's an impossible task to win with a bunch of NIL players because it's so tough, man, because you have no idea what you're acquiring.
This is what I
we got some Arizona State. We got some Arizona State fans coming through.
Yeah.
Y'all
You know what,
gonna take this. They're gonna take this L tonight. But go ahead.
here's something interesting. Speaking of Arizona State, their very talented quarterback, Sam Leavitt, who was about to be a first-round draft pick in 2026. This kid and his brother, who works for CAA, which is an agency.
Yes.
They've already put it out there, and they're shopping him right now. This is, Jeff Sims right now is a starting quarterback for Arizona State. but Sam Levitt was the guy that led that team to the playoffs last year with Scatterbo. And that guy is now looking for the highest dollar. Now, he's not going to go into the NFL draft.
Right.
He's going to stay in college one more year, and he's looking for the highest dollar.
But rightfully so, in my opinion.
Yes, it's the right thing.
Because here's what I'll say about that decision. Now, we just talked about a young NIL player coming to your team. You have no idea what that player is. This kid has played.
Right.
We've watched
He's
him
a proven
on the big
commodity.
stage.
Proven.
So it's like when Kirk Cousins became a free agent at his age in the league. It was the first guaranteed contract because we never saw it before, right? A player of Kirk Cousins' abilities was never available in free agency, right? His age, his health, and how well he was playing. This kid, rightfully so, because you do have evidence of what he is healthy.
Right.
And so it's a better decision to go sign this kid and sign a high school kid because you've watched him play.
You're in favor? Are you in favor of the way that this is going to work?
Well, it's the rules of the game. Now here's the only thing I'd say, because I'm with VJ. You can't really plan for 3-4 years because there's too many possibilities of things that can distract, that can happen between today and 3-4 years from now. Now, the one counterpoint I'd make to our argument is related to what you just said. If I'm a young quarterback, let's say I come in, I'm a hot shot 5-star, and I get $2 million my freshman year.
Right.
The only argument I would have is that 5th year is a potentially another guaranteed
$2 million
big money
right.
deal.
Yes.
Maybe
And
north
by
of $2
then
million.
it could be $5 million or
Right,
$7 million.
right.
More than what your rookie contract could be.
Right.
That would be the argument for the player to want 5 years, because unlike when we played, you're getting paid for 5 years.
Right.
I mean, you're getting paid a pretty big buck, but that's not the prerogative of the team or the coach. So if I'm a player, I hear what you're saying. I could make that argument that I want to be eligible just in case. I want the choice to be mine.
Right.
Do I go to the league and make $5 million, or do I stay in? I mean, think about the conversation we're having. Do
What's
I
the
stay
kid
in college
name? What's the
and
kid
make
name from Georgia that is playing in Miami right now?
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck. I mean, that guy was probably going to be a 2nd or 3rd round draft pick this past year, and he chose to stay in college and go to Miami.
You think Miami get their money back?
They're still in the mix. I think they're still in the mix, right?
Yeah,
they're still in the mix.
Virginia Tech.
But I do think this about the quarterback in NIL. I think for the player, if he can go earn a decent salary,
right,
more than he's going to make as a rookie quarterback.
You mean in college?
In college, and play more games.
Right, it's so much more fun too, man.
Right, the more games these guys play, man, the better they translate to the league.
Right.
Just the more reps and the more time on task, man. So if you can play more games in college and get paid for it, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what I say.
The kid and the quarterback who was 1st round pick a couple of years ago in Indy. He didn't play a lot of college football. Richardson. And you can see. Conversely, a kid like Bo Nix, who probably isn't as physically talented as
maybe
Richardson.
he's playing as best as he can play.
Yeah.
Maybe he's because he's a 2nd-year guy, but he's also 26, turning 27.
Talking about Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. Yeah. I mean, so.
But the point is clearly he was more ready to play at the next level.
He's older.
Well, he got a.
Well, let me say this
I guess
about
that's
Bo,
part
too.
of the point. He played a lot of football.
And listen. I love Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is special. And I'll say this about Bo Nix. My wife, we were flying back this morning. She said, why everyone so hard on Bo?
I don't know why.
Isn't Bo only a 2nd-year player? I said, yeah, honey, he only a 2nd-year player. I said, but Bo's played a lot of football. So Bo seems like a 7-year pro. He's so mature. He handles himself so well, but he's a 2nd-year player. And he has every trait you want in a quarterback. He has it. The physical traits, the arm talent, the movement. He don't take sacks.
Right.
He's tough. He's smart. The players love playing for him.
He can run.
He's feisty.
He wins in the 4th quarter.
He's missing nothing. Just time.
Yeah.
Just time.
I believe that the guy is
time.
special. I told CJ last Tuesday last Monday that I believe that he's the Broncos are in the driver's seat, and Broncos are a Super Bowl contender this year. I don't know how it's going to end.
Well, you got the best record in the league.
Well, I'm just saying, but it's different now. I'm just saying, but why would you? There's some teams out there. There are some teams out there that you just can't really put your finger on who they are, why they're playing like this, and what their record is and what it really represents.
I would say two things about Bo. Okay, I think Bo Nix is the Broncos' future John Elway. He's going to be here for a long time because he's built for it. He's built for it. I promise you that. And number two about Bo Nix, we know on game day he going to make a play.
Right.
Because we watch it in practice all summer, all spring. He's going to make a play. His skill set, man, he's going to make a play eventually. So defensively, offensively, we just play. As a team, we talk about how we're going to win each game. Okay, and sometimes it's strategic of how we win in these games. But we know, end of the day, man, he's going to make a play. Because he is tough and competitive, and he's smart, and he wants to win every game he plays. And
he makes timely plays too,
and the boys love him.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
His
teammates love him.
The boys love him.
I gotta ask you this now that we're starting to talk about the college football and the Denver Broncos and some of these situations. I gotta ask you about a two-part question here. Yeah. What's happening with Lane Kiffin in Ole Miss is pretty it's pretty unique. We've never actually seen this where he's given an ultimatum, and it was reported this morning that LSU's put together a $90 million package. My first
98.
question. What? Excuse me?
98.
Yeah. I thought it was 90. It's 98 million.
Man, that 8 makes a difference.
That makes a difference. One of my questions, I'll let you chew on it for a minute. Can you see yourself going back and taking a position in college football? I know Mike Tomlin despises the question. I'll ask you this later down the line. But and the second thing
face
is,
VJ just made. I think he's probably feel like.
Well, let's start with that one. Let's start with that one, then.
Here's what I would say about that. I would never say never.
Right.
But I think the environment that college football is in right now, it's tough, man. If you don't have experience in dealing with that stuff. Now, no one has experience now, but I would say never. I would say never, because it's some really good jobs in college. But I don't think about that right now.
Right.
It's seasons for everything right now. I'm in the midst of a season with the Broncos. We got 6 games to go and push and improve. But I would never say never. It's some really good college jobs, and obviously, coaching the kids is what we do for a living, and that's the joy of coaching. So I would never say never.
Okay, so in the second part of this question is that eventually you're going to have to make a decision, and maybe the decision is based on the family goals.
Right.
Sometime it's this is my first big contract. I need to take the deal.
Mm-hmm.
But watching this deal with Ole Miss as an outsider, and you're not in the college game,
right?
And you understand and know the situation there. Do you look at it like this is the wildest time in college, in college athletics and college sports that you've ever seen, or you say this is just this is what it was supposed to be 20 years ago?
I think it's wild because it's the next year. In 5 years it's going to be even wilder. And it's no different than when we played in college. It wasn't any NIL money. It was Pell Grants, right? That's how we survived, and we survived fine.
Right.
Now kids are getting paid full $500,000 to play college football, and some of these kids, it's going to be the last money they make in football.
That's right.
Because some of them can't play pro ball.
That's right.
That's just fact, right?
But what about the coaches who are making these huge money?
But I think it's entertainment. It's that business, right? So as the sport becomes popular, TV deals become larger, obviously, the money goes up for everyone. It's no different in our league, right? I mean, your max salary now may be, middle of the road for an edge rusher. Kids now are making 30, 40, 50 million a year. Quarterbacks make almost 60 million a year now. It's entertainment. And no different in college and pro ball as the contracts become larger and the TV deals become larger, all right? And the sport grows, the money goes up for everybody. So, in 20 years, it's going to be different. It's going to be worse than this probably.
And I will say
it's not going to get smaller,
right? But I'll ask you. I mean, you saw that situation with Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
What did you take from it? I mean, if you're put in that situation, like, look, man, you're going to take our terms of our deal, or you're not going to play it. You're not going to coach in a playoff game. I mean, he has his team right now.
What a great problem to have, man. I wish someone would say, "Hey, man, you're going to take this 98."
No, that's what LSU's offering.
So Ole Miss is saying, "Look, you gotta make a decision right now." Man, I wish somebody would. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to holler at y'all, man. I'm going to holler at y'all.
It seems like it's a selfish ploy from
Ole Miss. I mean, listen.
I mean, to say that you have a chance to win a national championship and you wouldn't allow your coach to coach because he's in contract negotiations?
Listen, man, this is you're talking about $90+ million, bro. I mean, Ole Miss wants what's absolutely best for their program.
Sure, but how is that good in a playoff run? How is that good if you do make it to the playoffs and you lose your play caller and your head coach? How is that good?
I tell you what's not good. Having your head coach and play caller thinking about his next job while he's coaching your team. Right. Because I guarantee you, Lane Kiffin, by the way, Lane Kiffin is taking the LSU job.
You think he is?
I mean, listen, he has to. He has to. No different than if Texas coming out of high school offered you $20 million and Oklahoma State offered you $3 million, where you going?
I'm going to Colorado.
Hey, we're down here at the Boulder Marriott, the home of the Big Al and CJ show. This is where we hang. This is our home, man. I got to give my man Dave. I got to shout out Dave. He does an incredible job every time setting out our folks. We got friends and family and alumni here. Yeah. Hey, man, we talk about us going way back, man. And oftentimes when we talk about the national championship, it's just the fellas. How about Lorraine, Roundtree, Brooke Gregory? Man, and they're in the house today.
Right.
And it just brings it all full circle. We talk about the family of that we had. It extends beyond the guys who were in the huddle, because our extended huddle was just as special. And we went to school at a time where our experience was unique, in large part because of that extended family that we had. So I just want to shout out those who came out, our extended family, to be a part of this. Graylin Cole, Norm B in the house, of course, one of the all-time great baby. No doubt about it, man. So just gotta give a shout out.
Yeah, this is great, man. Once again, senior day. I know we got to get moving here soon to get up there and go celebrate.
Cry at senior day?
No, I'm not. But I mean, there's a very special kid on this team that we all pull for, and we've known since he was a baby, and it's Arden Walker. And he wears number 53, and he has been a fantastic kid. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna cry. I'm just telling you. I'm not about to cry, dog.
It's all right.
I'm just saying. It's incredibly powerful.
It is powerful.
You know, I talked to Candace.
I don't want you to hold it in.
I talked to Candace's mom this morning, and stop, man. And just to understand the plight that all of these guys go through, all of these workouts, all of these different levels of competency, whether it's academic or athletics, that they have to get through to get to this day, is an unbelievable
Hell, you gonna make me cry.
Yeah. But it's a celebration of their athletic tenure, and also a celebration of an accomplishment that very few can say that they had a part in. So I'm looking forward to that today, and I wish them all luck. You know, all the kids that have given some time. I don't know how many 4-year seniors we have. I don't think very many, or 5-year seniors
with transfer portal. Who
exactly. But right. I'll say this to each one of them: thank you for your time and your effort. You know, we cheer you on Saturdays. We have one more Saturday to go. And let's go out with a bang, man.
Let's go out with a bang. Arizona State, that kickoff is
by the way, that's an explosive. That's an explosive football team. That's an explosive football team. And this kid, Jeff Sims, is 6'4", 220. And he's a poor man Vince Young.
Wow.
He's a poor man's Vince Young. Now he's not gonna have the same impact as Vince Young did on his team, because this team wasn't his team to start the year. But he's come in and he's played well you want to see a crazy game, if you got time, go back and watch Arizona State and West Virginia last week. It is the wildest football game. There are more explosive plays in that football game than I've seen in a long time. I'm talking about there was a 3rd down and 27, and the kid caught a screen pass and went 90. And I'm like, man, so I'll ask you this. What explosive plays? Do you hate them more than anything?
Can't stand them.
You can't stand them. Like you say, I don't want to get exposed for a 30 or 40-yard chunk.
If they're happening, you're losing games.
Yeah.
If you're not making them, you can't win. If you're giving them up, you can't win. So explosive plays that's the key to games on Sundays.
Okay.
Explosive plays.
VJ, man, you got a question for the big fella, man? Anything you want to ask him? I got one for him, but go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I would say this.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I would say this about Alfred. Right?
Don't start.
My first day on campus, my freshman year summer, I lived with Alfred.
Oh no, bro.
Coach Bob Simmons.
Oh,
recruited both of us. So Chris Hudson and I both flew in from Houston.
This was before camp.
This before camp. I lived with Big Fella. And Big Fella was living with Lena. I mean, they were dating, almost married yet. I don't know you were married. But
no, we weren't married yet.
He made us breakfast.
No, they weren't married yet. I'll tell you about that.
He made us breakfast.
You better not.
Lunch and dinner. I'm like, man, this dude, a senior in college, making us breakfast, lunch, and dinner every night.
Wow.
Big Al.
Wow.
I stayed with Big Al for 3 weeks, man, during the summer.
I tell you this,
before the dorms open.
And you know what? Rodney Rogers did it for me.
There you go.
Rodney Rogers did it for me. So I mean, it's just my part at the University of Colorado was so easy, and that senior day for me, that last game. You know what our last game was here? My senior year was against Kansas State.
What was it, Kansas State?
Yes, and you know what happened that day?
Caught a pass.
I caught a pass that day.
You got a pass.
I caught a pass that day. You know what happened? I'm gonna tell this story because I want to tell this story. This is the best story.
This is the best story.
It's the best story because I have both of you here.
Story's not that great.
Yeah. So
story's not that great.
I have both you guys here, and Coach Mack said, "Hey, listen, we're gonna play you guys at tight end." Me and Cadavis grinded on Coach Mack for 3-4 weeks. Hey, man, you said we were going to play offense. You never put us in the offense. Said we're going to play offense. Okay, we're going to put in one play. We're going to put tight end Krause. Yep. And I'm like, CJ's the quarterback. Hagen's not in the game. And I'm thinking to myself, he's got his line brother, my roommate, Canavis, on one side and me on the other. I know who this damn pass going to. CJ throws a perfect spiral, hits McGee between the 9 and the 6.
Big dog. Big dog can't catch
and
that.
The ball
too big,
bounces.
too big.
Ball comes right off.
That ball almost bounced back to me.
Big dog had no chance catching that.
Hey, man, CJ hit him right between the 9 and 6.
Hey, and then the look Al gave me was, I felt so bad.
Okay. I said, that's okay. I said, Coach, man, you got to give me a chance to get the pass.
I remember the play was waggle action.
Yep. That's
waggle
right.
Action,
that's right.
Corner cross.
I said, VJ said, what you going to do? I said, I'm going to run straight, and I'm going to run a corner route. Okay? The dude was out there. I ran straight. The dude was at the corner. I turned it to a post. I sight adjusted.
He sight adjusted.
Hey, listen.
We're in a corner post read on a waggle action.
He threw it up, and I mean, when I went up and got that thing, man.
I got hit too. I'm waiting for the corner.
You got hit,
and he turns to the post, and I just.
I went up and got it, man. That was so. That was great, man. That was my last. That was my senior. That was
fine tape of that.
I know. It's out there. But that was my senior day.
Fellas, look, I'm going to tell you guys, this has been special for me because the three of us, we've been connected again since going back to 1990 through the years. And so many great memories, so many great times.
35 years. Wow.
35 years, man. And that's from VJ because he got there in 90. We were almost at 40. But this is special, man. To get get an opportunity to come back and to do this in this environment, just on the foothills of this campus right here is
walk up to the game, enjoy it with the rest of the Boulder faithful and the Colorado faithful is it's special.
Here's what I'll say about UV before we let you get out of here, man. I know you got to get ready for. You had a bye week this week. Yeah. You guys come back against next week.
Washington.
Got the Commanders next week.
At Washington.
Yeah. Are you guys going to have Thanksgiving dinner in Washington?
We're not. We'll leave on Friday.
Okay, leave Friday.
And you play Sunday, right?
Sunday night.
Sunday night, yeah. This is what I say. I mean, it's interesting when we talk about the all-time great Buffs. I'm saying this, and I mean this, because there are those who flash in an obvious way, right? All-Americans, all Big 12. This guy right here, Buckets Award winner, arguably the greatest player to ever play at CU. Yeah. And then you got guys like VJ, who just handled the business behind the scenes.
Glue.
The glue.
And talent.
And it's interesting because even after all the years and having played with the great players you played with from the 90 team all the way through the 94 team, VJ is the guy who everyone looks to even to this day. Mm-hmm. And it's been a pleasure for me to observe that. Guys like Cordell and Westbrook and Lamont Warren and some of the all-time greats, they look up to this guy. He was the coach before he was a coach. Yeah. And I think there's a special place for a guy like VJ to be honored. And I'm gonna start the petition. Man. This guy should be a part of that CU Hall of Fame for his contribution over the course of 5 years. It's unparalleled, I would say.
I appreciate you, man.
I would say unparalleled.
I would say the same, and I don't know how this is all going to work out. Hopefully, you guys are in San Francisco playing for a Super Bowl.
That's the goal.
But if there is an organization out there that's looking for a quality man, quality husband, quality father, that's fantastic.
What do you mean a quality husband?
I mean quality husband.
You already got a wife.
I'm just saying. They're looking for a quality husband, a quality father, and a quality football coach. This guy's going to be on the sideline somewhere next year, hopefully coaching in the NFC.
Hey, that does it for us, man. We appreciate you all tuning in. I got to give a shout out to our folks here once again at the Boulder Marriott for being such gracious hosts of our show. My man DJ Fedora holding it down. But I'm telling you, and stay tuned out there because we'll be doing this more. The Big Al and CJ show with I got a DJ Fedora. It's magic. Yes. This place is electric today ahead of the CU football game out here for the show. Our guy Blake in DC with Guerrilla Sports making it happen for us. We appreciate you guys and the great work that you do. For my boy Big Al, I'm CJ, and of course the best defensive coordinator in the National Football League, Vance Joseph.
That's right
on, man.
Love y'all, bro.
Appreciate you. Enjoy that game today. See you over Arizona State. Let's go, Buffs.